Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 32, text number 30. एतद्वै श्रद्धया भक्त्या योगाभ्यासेन नित्यशः समाहितात्मा निःसङ्गो विरक्त्या परिपश्यति एतद्वै श्रद्धया भक्त्या योगाभ्यासेन नित्यशः समाहितात्मा निःसङ्गो विरक्त्या परिपश्यति एतद्वै श्रद्धया भक्त्या योगाभ्यासेन नित्यशः समाहितात्मा निःसङ्गो विरक्त्या परिपश्यति एतद्वै श्रद्धया भक्त्या योगाभ्यासेन नित्यशः समाहितात्मा निःसङ्गो विरक्त्या परिपश्यति. Translation and purport by Sundari Prabhupada. The perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment, and who is always absorbed in thoughts of Supreme. He is aloof from material association. I repeat the translation. This perfect knowledge. This perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment, and who is always absorbed in the thought of Supreme. He is aloof from the material association. Purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. The atheistic practitioner of yoga cannot understand this perfect knowledge. Only persons who engage in practical activities of devotional service in full Krishna consciousness can become absorbed in samadhi. It is possible for them to see and understand the actual fact of entire cosmic manifestation and its cause. It is clearly stated here that it is not possible to understand for one who has not developed devotional service in full faith. The words Samahitatma and Samadhi are synonymous. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatamvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Baladan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pannam langayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Paramanandamatam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Yeah, today's verse is a discussion between Kapila and Mother Devabhuti. So it's almost the conversation is coming to the end. Like this canto is also coming to the end. So here after extensively giving the in-depth philosophy about the mental nature and bhakti yoga and other parts of yogas, uh, Kapil Dev is finally giving this conclusive statement that this perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment. So, if you see here, the faith and steadiness that comes uh, by conviction that Krishna conscious process is the ultimate. Like that kind of conviction develops only by Shravanam and Kirtanam. And if you see here, and next verse, he says, with faith, steadiness, and detachment, and who is always absorbed in the thoughts of Supreme. So this absorption is Smaranam. So proper Shravanam and proper Kirtanam will lead to Smaranam. Means actually Prabhupada lays very heavy stress on Shravanam. Means you hear first, then only the heart transformation will happen. Otherwise, if you just do whatever you want, like even if like you may try many spiritual paths also, you may try many different services also, or even after coming to Krishna consciousness, you may not be able to give time to hearing. That will not actually develop so much conviction and faith in you. That's why Prabhupada is very much stressed on the solid morning program. So earlier, all the devotees, even the Grihasthas, used to live in the temple, and everybody used to wake up for Mangala Aarti and finish their morning program until Srimad Bhagavatam and conclude with nice prasadam. And then after that, they might go to their respective services. So even like in the Brahmacharya ashram also, like if somebody like Rajasham Prabhu and Prabhu Yugal Prabhu also, they want very much stress on steady morning program. Study like Mangalarti, Bhagavatam class, and Guru Puja. So that will give the required nourishment for us to develop faith and conviction in Krishna consciousness. So we all know that this process of Bhakti Yoga mainly depends on two factors, like our endeavor and Krishna's mercy. So even this Bhakti Yoga process, it is actually said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhakti will give fearlessness, while attachment will give to anxiety, anxiety of losing something. So that's why for us to be in this material world, as long as we are in this material world, we will be in anxiety, but that anxiety can be avoided only by execution of proper devotional service, which starts with proper Shravanam and Kirtanam and ultimately lead to Smaranam. And when we actually no, if you see the when we actually develop this conviction that my Shravanam is happening regularly, and and Kirtanam is not only chanting but also discussing about Krishna is also considered as Kirtanam, and giving discourses or presenting or preaching. These are all comes under Kirtanam. So when we do that, what happens is the Shravanam is like taking seeds of devotional service from Krishna from group, and Kirtanam is actually kind of cultivating them, means watering them and cultivating them. Then only it will lead to the Bhakti Lata Beach, means it will sprout the creeper of devotional service. And proper nourishment and proper taking guarding this Bhakti Lata Beach can be performed by executing the devotional service, the different kinds of services, and all the Navavida Bhakti. So you see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are nice pastimes, how some two devotees uh, perfected their life just by these two processes. Like these are the very most favorite pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. Whenever there is Srimad Bhagavatam, as when they come to these pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read again. So it like sometimes the devotees will read the section of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj hundreds of times. Chaitanya still again say, read one more time, like that he used to say. So that is like now because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself coming as a devotee, shows how much attachment one should have. What kind of relation, like the same pastime repeating again, because you know the story, you know what will happen, you know what will come, but still, what kind of Navanava rasa, never taste, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to release every time that pastime is recited. It is also said, Kadamba Maharaj says before his kirtan, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to lead kirtan, used to be in the kirtan, not lead kirtan, and lead also, and he takes one melody only. I see after reciting Hare Krishna mantra in 2-3 melodies, we change the melody. 2-3 mantras, we change the melody, right? Because we are conditioned. Otherwise, we don't get attachment. We are we might feel, it might not be that much exciting. But Maharaj says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one melody for 8 hours straight. No changing of the melody. That is attachment. That is we can say that is a kirtan in mode of, actually kirtan is not in the modes of nature, but actually kirtan with proper full attachment to the sound vibration. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do, when he is doing the same mantra, he is go deeper into kirtan. But what happens when you change the melodies, we again totally shift, like sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes with long stress, like that. That kind of it helps us to bring our mind back to kirtan. See, like our mind always wants newer and newer taste. So if somebody was discussing something, like for example, even when you are chanting also, first 2-3 minutes our mind will be focusing on chanting. And after 2-3 minutes, everything become mechanical. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Our mouth will be chanting, and our ears will be hearing something, but our mind is gone somewhere else. Okay, you keep doing, I'll go somewhere, like that. It goes away, and the process of chanting becomes very mechanical. But sometimes to bring back the mind, what the devotees do, they change the speed, they change the intensity. They chant loud, Hare Krishna means that's how the mind will come back. Now, kuch to hua idhar. So So the changing of melody improves in focusing, especially when the young kids are like they will like it. So, but uh, after coming to certain stage, after we are able to properly develop full, good control over the mind, we should develop uh, taste in going deeper into each time when we chant. The same way, uh, when the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj were recited, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go deeper and deeper into each. Like we put ourselves in the characters of Srimad Bhagavatam. We put like what that character, what Dhruva Maharaj is going through, what Prahlad Maharaj is going through, what is his mood, what is like we can teleport ourselves into that that pastime. So if you see, Dhruva Maharaj actually heard very little bit, from his mother, and uh, got by the mercy of Narada Muni, got nice training of how to execute devotional service, and then he focused on uh, uh, Shravanam and Kirtan by himself, just by chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And the kind of austerity that he has done is like unimaginable for us. Like for 6 months, he just like eating bare fruits and sometimes drinking water and sometimes just breathing air. And within 6 months, he was able to attain the darshan of Lord Vishnu. And when Lord Vishnu appears, Lord Vishnu touches Dhruva Maharaj with his conch shell. And Dhruva Maharaj was 5 years old. He never had any training on bhakti, training on everything. Just the short duration which Narada Muni has trained how to execute this devotional service. That's it. But when Lord Vishnu touches his conch to the head of Dhruva Maharaj comes to know about everything. What is the relevance of everything? Earlier he come to ask for kingdom greater than his grandfather. But now he said, my lord, I came for broken piece of glass, but I got the rare diamond. I don't need any material benediction. But still, Lord gives some, like fulfills his desires and sends him back. And with respect to Prahlad Maharaj also, Prahlad Maharaj is one step higher. He actually heard from Narada Muni in the womb of his mother. That's unimaginable for us. So if you see both the pastimes, they are kids. They are like 5 year, 4 year, like no, especially Prahlad Maharaj got these instructions when he was still in the womb, means not 0 years old. So, and Dhruva Maharaj got the instructions when he was 5 years old. So now we see some devotees, right? They say, oh, our kids are like no, until 12 or 13 years age, the kids will be uh, easily malleable, means like they 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 will listen to the parents, they will follow what are the instructions to say, what they'll observe us, and they will uh, they wanted to do by themselves, like that. Okay, means uh, we can train nicely, we can give all this knowledge of Krishna consciousness when they are still in the receptive stage. Of course, yes, the the test of teenage will come to in everybody's life. So, but this seeds, this initial training which Dhruva Maharaj got, and the devotional service that they executed in their very early stages of their life, actually came to their rescue throughout their life. If you see, Dhruva Maharaj becomes the king, and finally in Srimad Bhagavatam it is explained how he picked up with the fight with Yakshas, and he started killing Yakshas as if all the Yakshas are going to get extinguished. He came to that stage. Finally, uh, by the instructions of Swayambhu Manu, he withdraws the fight and he focuses on bhakti, and then at the end of his life, he gives up his kingdom to his sons and then goes back to forest, and then from there he goes back to Vaikuntha. And Prahlad Maharaj also, at the age of 5 years old, due to his intense Shravan and Kirtan. Lord appeared, see, Lord also sees what you got and how much you are able to utilize. Lord doesn't see what you gave him, but how much you are holding back. So, like if you got too much of time, but you're only able to utilize a little bit of 2 3 hours in a day, then that whatever the other amount of time or resources that you have, that much you wanted to enjoy and event of Krishna. So in the case of Prahlad Maharaj was the only devotee in entire kingdom. Nobody was there to give him association. Even Nardamuni also didn't come once in a while to give him support or not to give him moral support. uh, like that. He was only devotee in the entire kingdom. Everybody is opposing him. Everybody is blaspheming. Even his gurus are blaspheming him. And his father is trying to kill him. But still, he chanted. He continued his devotion service. So, when the things are unfavorable for us, now the family is not supporting you, the job is not very what do you call, compatible, the timing, certain situations. But still, we perform bhakti, we perform devotion service, that we make greater progress. But of course, if there is a possibility to actually come to minimize our material things and then be able to focus, means taking a job which is actually facilitates us to perform nice devotion service without anxiety, we should do that. But if we are not able to do that, if we are not in a situation that no, we can't give this job, we have to continue, and still, but you still continue the process of devotional service. That is where we make a great progress. So, as for Krishna says, our duty is, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? What we have, karmanya adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachna. Ma karma phala hetubu mate sango swakarmani. We just have to focus on the duty at hand. What is our duty? Trying as best as possible, as much as possible, or to the extent that is possible for us to execute the devotional service with full conviction and dedication. So, and we should not focus on how we are progressing. We should not focus on will we be able to go back to Godhead. We don't have to do all those things. Our duty is to execute. The way Arjuna was told to fight in the Kurukshetra war. Don't bother about victory, defeat, all those things. Who is going to hell, who is going to heaven? Not all those things. You just either it's a duty as your kshatriya. It is your duty to fight the war for the sake of dharma, and you execute your duty without attachment to the results. Results will automatically come when Krishna is pleased. So, and it is our duty to sincerely try for proper association. Like I just read Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj's quote. He says this proper environment around us will make the bhakti, the process of bhakti very easy and relishable. So for that, we need to have proper association. And we should do the needful to take proper association regularly, associating with the devotees who are discussing Krishna Katha, who are practicing. So Prabhupada says association of the devotee is the most valuable thing that we can get in this Krishna consciousness movement. Why did I build these temples? Why did I started this whole Krishna conscious movement? Otherwise, I could have just given the books and instructions and left. But I actually took so much endeavor to build this organization, build the temples, and create nice environment, nice programs, only so that you can get the proper association. So it all starts with association. So association is the most valuable thing that we have to focus on. Because when you are in the association, automatically all the devotional qualities will develop in us. See, we say we were in different associations right from the our birth. But as soon as we came in the association of the devotees, our spiritual life started, our mental anxieties went down, and we started progressing in bhakti. We started chanting rounds, give up all the abominable things, and then aspiring the devotees, doing service, and then taking initiation. If somebody takes initiation, we'll also get motivated. I should also accept the spiritual master, like that, and we'll be able to know the value of the process of devotional service. That happens only with a proper association. Just imagine, just uh, sitting at one place and doing tapasya. It is so difficult. Instead of that, coming in the ashram of devotees, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, and serving each other, it is so reachable. And we are getting more benefit than like Nirjan Bhajan. And for that, what is the basis that entire of our spiritual life should be based on? The books and knowledge that is given by Srila Prabhupada. That's why we should have proper. When we come in the association, how do we utilize our time is by discussing what Prabhupada has given, especially in his books, listening to his classes, and discussing about what Prabhupada and spiritual master gave. By doing so, we will be able to develop conviction that taking holy name of Krishna, chanting holy name of Krishna. Like Prabhupada says, 90% of your spiritual progress depends on 99% of your spiritual progress depends on chanting. Means we are doing everything that in our hands, reading, association, DT worship, everything, so that we can be able to chant. So, and the chanting is such a powerful and potent form of devotional service that Prabhupada has given that 99% weightage. 99% of our spiritual life depends on our chanting. But Prabhupada, it is also that one may keep chanting for millions and millions of births also. But they may not be able to go back to Godhead. But not only chanting with proper attitude is required. So, in order to develop proper attitude, you see, a child might be calling his mother, mom, mother, mama, like that. A child might be calling. But when the child calls with intensity, in the urgency, mother will immediately pay attention and do the needful. To pick up the child and to give care to that child. So, but that kind of intensity, that kind of urgency in our calling develops only when we have proper attitude. So, devotional service and means service with proper attitude. So, in order to develop proper attitude, we have to do seva. Seva in the sense like serving the devotees, doing different kinds of services. So that's why Prabhupada nicely designed, like you chant this much time and you read this much and you do this service this much, like that. So that we are all conditioned souls. We cannot directly go deeper and deeper into any aspect of devotional service. So that's why Prabhupada has diversified this process so that we remain always Krishna conscious and we don't struggle to control our senses and mind. And this devotional service, whatever service that we do, the temple or in the ashram devotees, or in the process of preaching or spreading the Krishna consciousness movement, those are all considered as seva. And seva is our connection to spiritual master and to Krishna. With proper service attitude, we can easily we can make a proper bhakti also. Like it is said that when we chant nicely, we'll be able to chant and hear nicely. we'll be able to execute our service nicely. And when we are able to execute our service nicely, we'll be able to chant nicely, chant and hear nicely. So these two things are interrelated. If you do one thing good, other thing automatically becomes good. So that's why we should be focused. We should be very sincere in our sadhana, seva, and the other aspects of devotional service. That way, we'll be able to utilize our time and energy. But of course, like just in case, we might be sincere and we might be serious, and we are doing everything that is in our hands. But sometimes we may get some hard times, some reversals, some difficulties in our life. So how to face the difficulties? We have to face the difficulties. Lord Brahmaji gives in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Tattenu kampa susamikshmano bunjana evatma kritam vibhakam tridvagva purbir vidatan namaste jivetayo mukti sade pade sadaiva. Means just tolerating whatever the difficulties comes in our life and still be, if you are grateful, Krishna, I deserve a lot worse, but out of your kindness, you are giving this very little, punishment. You can say punishment. Okay? Very little reaction to my action. So, if we can have that kind of attitude, then we'll be able to execute all the process of devotional services very nicely. Now, some conflicts with the other devotees, some, even when we do any service, especially Prabhupada used to stress, if you do book distribution, it is your duty only to take the books and present the books to the best of your possibility to any person that you may see. Vaishya says, right? For the book distribution, all you need to is to hit the road. Take the books and get out onto the road, and everything will automatically happen. That is the greatest roadblock. For us to get out of our comfort zone, take the books and go onto the roads. Hit the curve, hit the road, whatever it is. So, Vaishya says, your duty is to take the books and hit the road or hit the curb.
Hit the pavement.
Hit the pavement, yeah, whatever. Hit the pavement. So that is our duty, and rest will automatically happen. So we will focus on our duty, and any difficulties that may come, we saw many devotees in our congregation itself. They went through a lot of turbulences in their life. But still, they actually become a source of inspiration for others when they see how they handle their life situation. So that way, Krishna glorifies that devotee. It is said, when one goes back to Godhead, Krishna will recount every difficulty we went through. Oh, you did so much that day. You had that difficulty. That still you did that, and the Gopakumar's pastime, right? Krishna hugs Gopakumar and cries and becomes faints and all those things. So there is only one thing that is not there in the spiritual world, and that is only possible in the material world. Can anybody guess that? Yeah, the preaching. So, because in the spiritual world, everybody is Krishna conscious. You will not be able to preach to anybody. You may at most execute in devotion service. But the opportunity to preach, opportunity to distribute books and preaching and is only available here. And how much we put energy, how much we struggle for that opportunity, that much we please Krishna. And Krishna will be like just the way Mahaprakash Cheta Mahaprabhu recalls different pastime with different devotees, right? The same way, when a devotee goes back to Krishna, Krishna will recall every endeavor, every difficult situation that we went through, and then he reciprocates accordingly. For that, even in the the persons in the spiritual world, they come like for example, or gurus and all, they come to please Krishna because all the liberated souls who are in the spiritual world, they actually occasionally come into this material world to preach, so that they can please Krishna more. Guru. So but we can take this opportunity. We are still in the material world, and we can do as much as possible to preach, to serve, and make an endeavor to please Krishna more and more, and please Guru more and more. Okay, that's what I could think of. If anybody would like to add anything, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu.
So in this verse, steadiness is uninterrupted,
Yeah, uninterrupted and unmotivated.
devotion.
Yes.
Very nice point that association devotees is a prime thing, number one. Through association devotee, faith comes,
Yes.
and from faith we engage in devotional service. So detachment comes automatically, right?
Yeah. In the
Bhakti.
Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janatyasu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayataha. It means automatically when we perform when we perform bhakti, when we take association, hear, chant, automatically all these things, jnana, the knowledge, and detachment automatically develops. Yugosro was saying one student, he came and said, "No, I don't want to chant this holy name because I just chanted one round. I increased to 2 rounds, and I don't feel like eating meat anymore because I don't want to give up eating meat. That's why I don't want to chant anymore." That is it. Yes, that the potential of powerful association and chanting is very potent. So even if we see of our lives, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we are doing many things which we don't will never thought of we'll be able to give up also. But we are able to give up all those things without much difficulty, only by the potential of association and chanting.
I heard Yarnam Chintamani, Sadhya, the end goal is chanting the holy names of the Lord. And to reach to Sadhya is a sadhana, is chanting the holy name of the Lord. So both are
Yes,
same.
both the goal and means are the same.
Sadhya and
We are
sadhana.
chanting for the sake of more chanting. Then somebody asked Prabhupada, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve by chanting? Prabhupada said, more chanting. So if we have that attitude, then only that is actually bhakti. Otherwise, it's mixed devotional service. If you want to accomplish anything, name, fame, position, with your devotional service, it is a mixed devotional service. Pure devotional service means unmotivated, uninterrupted. You don't have any desire for anything, just chant. Everything will automatically come, and be satisfied with whatever comes on its own accord. That is the best way, best attitude that we have to have. Prahlad Maharaj says, right? Only way to be happy in this material world is to be happy and content with whatever it comes on its own accord. Edricha lava santushtam. So, okay.
Yeah, we have a question. So that Patel Kampa verse is very nice, and it says, yesterday I was reading it, it said that when you have that mentality, then definitely you can attain the perfection. So, so when sadhaka, when I'm in good consciousness, then I'm aware of my defects and where I'm going wrong, and then it's easy to tolerate. But then sometimes when I'm not aware of that, when I'm in mode of mind is in mode of passion or ignorance, then I'm not aware genuinely of what I'm not doing correctly because of my false ego. So in that state, that's when the difficulty comes to tolerate and take shelter, etc., etc. So what practice can be done so that the mind is always trained to accept whatever comes, um, like accept it instead of trying to make out my own arrangement.
Would you like to answer simply? So, yeah, with my limited knowledge, I will try to answer, bro. See, like, we are all in modes of nature, definitely, like, but when we have this understanding, like, when we have this proper mood of I'm the servant, I can be able to make progress only with the mentality of Trunalapisundishanam. And of course, yes, we are in modes of nature. Sometimes we feel like no, taking charge or taking the situation under our control. That can be easily, of course, we should not commit any serious offense which you cannot be forgiven, like blaspheming so badly that the devotee who got blasphemed will not be able to forgive even if you go beg his feet, no, and catch his feet also, he'll not be able to forgive. That kind of situation we should avoid. If you do that kind of situation, it may delay our progress so much so that it may sometimes end up in making us in like no, we what is the devotee name who actually blasphemed one Mataji who was chanting in the Srimad Bhagavatam class, and he became a ghost. That's such a when you remember these past times, no, the offense of no, the dangers of Vaishnava Apara, and when we have proper understanding of them, then automatically will never dare to offend any devotee to such a extent that he will not be able to forgive also. It is said that even if the devotee forgives, the dust of his lotus feet means the Krishna won't forgive. So that's why we should be very careful. Of course, yes, we are all humans. We cannot maintain that saintly or mode of pure goodness all the time. Anything here and there happens. If some negative came out, like with respect to what is this Amoghas pastime, that Mahaprabhu says you actually drank poison. The antidote is drink nectar. You blaspheme devotees, that is like drinking poison. Now you glorify them with wholeheartedly, with sincerely glorify them and serve them and try to please them. Like that is the easiest way. Like no, even the in the pastime of that devotee who gets leprosy, right? And what about the person who gets leprosy, the Shakta, Gopal Chapal, he gets leprosy. And Mahaprabhu says, just go and beg forgiveness from Shiva Thakur. And as soon as like Gopal Chapal suffered out of leprosy for many, many years. And when Mahaprabhu said that, he went to Shiva Thakur and begged forgiveness. Immediately was cured and he was relieved and he became devotee. So we should always be cautious of what we speak and how we deal. There is no situation which is compelling us to perform any Vaishnava. If you have to choose, I'm going to gain so much by speaking harshly to the devotee, or I will lose so much. It is better you lose that instead of committing Vaishnava. Many maybe men, manpower, money, whatever. Committing Vaishnava Aparadha is uncorrectable. You may be able to superficially succeed in this lifetime or in this situation, apparently, but you will be losing spiritually. So be very thoughtful about it. Whatever it might be, the devotee might be exalted or advanced, because we never know superficially who is how much advanced they are. A person might be entering into the Krishna conscious movement right now, but we never know how much advanced, because Krishna consciousness doesn't start with one life. It is a life, different lifetimes of endeavor. So we should be very careful because even the child, a newcomer, might be way great advanced than person who is actually staying for years. So if we have that understanding, then we'll be very careful. Any correction?
Again, in this morning, we are in a mixed mode, patient and ignorance. So things will go up and down. But like we will keep going.
Yeah.
And I think association devotee helps. And what I learned very hard way that Harinam is the most powerful thing. So Jagai and Magai did so many offenses, but Mahaprabhu said the chant Hare Krishna Mama can serve devotees.
Yes.
And with these two things, they were forgiven.
Yeah, the beauty of Krishna conscious movement is if you offend a devotee, you go and beg forgiveness from the devotee. But if you don't know which devotee you offended, you serve some other devotee and please some other devotee. Krishna will easily forgive us. You know, with that pastime that Acarya Prabhu's, story. Devanand Pandit. He offended Srivas Thakur, right? But he served Acarya Pandit. And immediately he becomes close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by some means, if you are not able to make progress, means we have unknowingly or knowingly committed some offenses. And best way to contact that offense is serve some devotee and please the devotee.
How we know who is devotee? Means sometimes it's very hard to know who is real devotee. Like Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vidyanidhi is a very top class devotee, right?
Yes.
But even though the way he was presenting himself, and it's very hard to know, is he devotee? Like that, right? But then when he heard the pastime, then reality came.
Yeah. So yeah,
How do
like
we know who is devotee? Because we don't know. We come across so many people.
so many people, we have right attitude as a humble servant and serve all the devotees and never offend any devotees and serve as much as possible. Which like Chaitanya Prabhu gives like 3 levels of devotional service. Who is actually Shuddha Bhakta, who is always fully Krishna conscious and never falls down into the material platform. He is a devotee. And the second attempt he said, who is actually following rules and regulations strictly to the best of his abilities. He is a devotee. And third one, he said, just somebody who chants holy name of Krishna is a devotee. So Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishta, all them are devotees. But by pleasing exalted devotees, especially spiritual masters and Shiksha Gurus and devotees who are whom we practically see that they are sincere and serious in the path of devotional service, Krishna will automatically reciprocate. That is my understanding. Yes, Deva Bhagavad. Jnana will how to execute your service, and Vairagya is what to avoid, right? And if we have both things, then we'll without any hindrance we can progress in devotion. Hare Krishna online, anybody have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I had a question. Actually, after a few years, the people who have come into Krishna consciousness, the common statement some people make is, Mataji, it's very difficult to do. Like, there are so many things you say initially in the beginning, it's only, japa. Then you say, okay, it's only Bhagavatam. He reads Shastras. Then you say it's association. But my family is not conducive. So for them, when we are talking to them, how to motivate them and what is the one point that we tell them, okay, you just focus on this.
Yeah, yes,
What is
Mataji.
the question?
Yeah, question is, somebody may come into the path of devotional service, but later on they feeling difficulty to execute the devotional service. And they have so many, so many challenges from the family and from their side also. How to motivate them or how to handle, how to, what to tell them. So best thing is, Mataji, like Prabhu says, with respect to chanting, Prabhupada didn't put any strict rules and regulations. Of course, yes, chanting in morning time, in Brahma Muhurta, or before Mangalarti or after Mangalarti is very good, and highly appreciated and highly encouraged also. But if you are not able to do that, Prabhupada said that you chant 4 rounds in the morning, 4 rounds after lunch break, 4 times, or in the evening whenever you get time. So there are no hard and fast rules to execute devotional service, Mataji. So, but as much as possible, after some time, if you want to get more and more taste, more and more relish, see, nobody will be able to chant and execute the devotional service artificially for long. Either they will get bored of and they will leave, or they will progress. You either have to descend or ascend. So it is our duty to encourage them, and by setting an example, and then see, they may not be able to perform certain aspect of devotional service, but they can do other aspects of devotional service. At least stay connected and never to go down in whatever the chanting and the service that you have been doing. When we have proper association and proper guidance, then we'll be able to easily manage, because their endeavor or our endeavor as a sadhaka is one thing, and Krishna's mercy is another thing. And Krishna sees sincerity, when some devotees prays for us, automatically some changes happens in our life, which will make us more closer to Krishna. So the devotions of bhakti, as I said, Mataji, bhakti is not very hard and fast. For example, Dhruva Maharaj had fasted for 6 months and did a very intense devotion service. But in the case of Prahlad Maharaj, there was no chapter or nothing mentioned what kind of austerity he has done. All he has done is he tolerated the reversals, all the situations in his life, and executed the devotion service as per the time, place, and circumstances. When he was put in the pit of snakes, he would not do archana and study. He did whatever is convenient at that point of time. So there are set procedures and set rules and regulations already given to us by our beloved spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, and we follow their instruction, and definitely we should encourage them to take guidance from the senior devotees, because they may help, that might be greatly helpful for them also. Did I answer that, Mata?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, very helpful. So, from what I understood, focus on, encourage them, motivate them to focus on their chanting as much as possible, take association as much as possible, and direct them to senior devotees from whom they can get
Yes, Mata.
inspiration.
Even if they are not able to chant, like morning time, they can chant anytime. Like you can say, okay, you can take chanting bag and do walking and chant. That also is encouraging. If like if they are able to do sit down and chant and focus fully, that is okay. But if not, just chant and then take association of devotees. Yes, they may have to they may have to start little lower level.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was a very nice, inspiring, reminding, and hope-giving class. I really liked many points, especially when you touched upon Gop Kumar's story and how Krishna is so grateful. He remembers every little endeavor and effort that we took and the difficulty that we went through. It was very inspiring, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, Planetary Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Prabhupada ki jai, Vishnu Vishnu ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.